What's going on, everybody? So today we are going to be going over the company Soluna Holdings. So before I get started with it, I'm kind of new to here. I've had a lot of recommendations to look into Soluna Holdings, and so I'm decided to start looking into it. I have not purchased it yet, so just keep that in mind. I'm still looking into it, researching it, and I might potentially pick up some here in the future. But I just want to start covering on the channel. Let me know if you guys like Soluna Holdings, if you guys are shareholders or not, and we'll go from there. But I'm kind of just today, I'm going to give a rundown of just what Soluna Holdings is, if anybody's new to Soluna Holdings. Just kind of give you an overview, at least what I've done a quick glance over it. Some of this information could be old, and I'll post some slides up too as I talk about it. But like I said, some of this information could be old. I'm just going over some of the stuff that I found with a quick glance. So basically what Soluna Holdings is it's a Bitcoin hosting facility, and they're rotating into AI data centers as well. Currently, with their Bitcoin hash rate, they have about 5.2 exahash running on Bitcoin. And they're not just a Bitcoin miner mining for profit, right? They're also a hosting facility, which is a lot better business in my opinion, than just out there mining Bitcoin for strictly profit. But along with that, they also have under operation right now, they have about 123 megawatts of power under operation. And the cool thing with Soluna is they're all about renewable energy. So a lot of their data centers right now are powered off of wind. And like I said, they're all about renewable energy. Because they talk about a lot about how much energy is actually wasted in this country when it comes to, either Bitcoin mining or AI data centers. There is a lot of waste, and, they're trying to take advantage of that. So not only do they have 123 megawatts under operation right now, they also have about 1 gigawatt under construction. And I'll kind of post a slide here to kind of show you all of their facilities that they have or that they're currently working on. Quite a bit. It's quite a bit. Most of them are still Bitcoin hosting facilities and Bitcoin mining facilities, but you can see a couple of them where they are transitioning into the AI data center computing play. Another interesting thing I've seen is they did just hire on an ex-Microsoft employee of some sort. I still need to do some digging into that to find out a little bit more about it. But they are picking up some bigger fish in the space, right? So that's also a good thing. I will preface by saying this, Soluna Holdings is a very, very small market cap. So take all this with a grain of salt. Definitely do your own research before, jumping into a name like this. Again, I haven't bought any yet, but I have watched a couple of the interviews on McNally Money with the CEO, and it's intriguing. It's intriguing because as you all know, I do hold Kill Infrastructure, which is a similar name in the space, and they're kind of their data center build outs right now. And with Soluna Holdings, they actually have stuff already, operational, which is cool to see. Their revenue is not very high, so they're, really in the building stage. And, that's when I really like getting into companies is, pre-revenue and pre-growth, right? Because you want to be in those names before the stock re-rates, if it does have a re-rating. And I think Soluna Holdings, could potentially be a stock that gets that attention, right? If they keep executing on what they're doing and what their plans say, then I really do think down the road, they could come out a big player in the space. They also have a 4.3 gigawatt pipeline that they have, researched and everything like that, and they're going to have access to. So that leaves, that's a bigger pipeline than Kill Infrastructure has. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting name to take a look at, and the cool thing about Soluna is they're not ditching the whole Bitcoin mining thing, right? So with Kill Infrastructure, they're transitioning out of it completely, right? No more Bitcoin mining. They're going strictly data center infrastructure. And with Soluna Holdings, they're saying, look, we're going to continue to do Bitcoin hosting, and we're going to do AI data center infrastructure, right? And run their own data centers. So, I just wanted to drop this quick video on here just to let you guys know that I am going to start looking into Soluna Holdings more. If you guys do want me to start posting, you guys know how I post my Kill updates and stuff like that. If you guys want me to start following Soluna more and posting, weekly updates on them as well, I'll be glad to do so. because I always like doing digging into companies, following new companies, and potentially starting a position in Soluna Holdings, right? I do like how their CEO is very transparent and does like to come out and talk to the retail community. With me and how I like to invest, I always like to see the CEOs that come out and engage with the retail community, because I think the retail community is important, especially nowadays, right? Not everything is just strictly big money, right? Yes, it's important, but I really do think retail plays its own part in today's markets, which is super important. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys shareholders of Soluna Holdings? If you are, drop it down in the comments. If you aren't, tell me why. And do you guys think it's interesting? I do know they've seen a pretty big drop here recently in their price, and I think their price is about $1 and some cents. So they are a very small market cap. I think like 300 or 400 million, if I'm not mistaken, which is a little bit under what I'm used to buying. I like to at least keep it above 1 or 2 billion. But I'm gonna give this one a chance because I'm listening to y'all, right? I'm gonna see how this plays out. I'm gonna do a little bit more research before I buy into anything. If I miss the run, that's on me, right? I should have listened to y'all earlier. But I like to I like to have a little bit more conviction before I just jump into a name. So again, I don't hold Soluna Holdings yet. I potentially might start a position over the next couple of weeks if I start to like what I see more and more. But so far, what they got going on is pretty interesting. They have a lot of properties and they have a lot of potential if those properties go on the timeline that they're wanting to go on. I think wind is very interesting use to power data centers, and I really do like the renewable and using the wasted energy for compute. I really think that's good for the earth as a whole, and I think with all that wasted energy, it needs to go somewhere. Why not mine some Bitcoin? Why not produce some compute for these HPC data centers? So anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like, hit the subscribe, let me know what you guys think of Soluna Holdings, and we will see y'all in the next one.